another thing that happened today, Stormy Daniels
finally got on the stand.
Took the stand in the Trump case today.
Yeah.
They said Daniels took the witness stand. Some of the jurors, they said when they said her name, Stormy Daniels, some of the jurors started like kind of smiling and smirking. They don't call her by her government name, but she likes to be called Stormy Daniels, which is not a bad name, actually. You know what I mean?
Did they start the cheesy music? Bow, wow, wow. They don't do that in court, huh? No,
they don't do that. They said Trump was also in the courtroom when they started talking about the more salacious aspects of the case. He started looking down. This is Trump's son. I'm sorry about that. Eric Trump was in the courtroom as well when they started talking about the more salacious parts of the case. I guess he just went and started looking down at his phone when they started talking about what his dad was in there doing, which I don't know why they're bringing all that into the case, but they did that. They did. She said she met Trump at a golf tournament. When she was first asked, would she have dinner with Trump? She said, F no. She was like, I don't want to have dinner with him. This is allegedly that she said no to having dinner with Trump. But I guess she eventually ended up giving his bodyguard her number so he could give it to Trump. And I guess they were supposed to end up having dinner, but she ended up going back to just having dinner at his hotel suite. But she got there and there was no dinner. Trump was like, okay, we cutting the dinner part out, going straight back to the room and just, going sit down and just and talk for a while. So I guess they talked for a few hours and, she'd been going back and forth to the bathroom. But one time she came out the bathroom, I guess he was sitting there, laying there in like his boxers and just, laying out on the bed. Like, like, what's up? It's about that time. So, and I guess she said she walked toward the door to try and leave and he stood up in front of her. But she said she didn't feel like a pressure into doing anything, like it was a threat or like any kind of like, she didn't, he was just like, don't you want to be on the Celebrity Apprentice? He said he told her he told her that he'd even help her get on the show, and then he'd tell her about kind of the challenges that were coming, like the different games they played. Yeah. He'd give her like
so she can get further.
She can get further in the game. He's fed her this line, and she went for it, and then they ended up doing whatever they did, and so I guess they stayed in touch for a while after that, and he kept on kind of reeling her along with, hey, I'm gonna get you on The Apprentice. I'm working on getting you on the show, this, that, and third. And then she found out that she wasn't getting on. I guess that's when they
announced the cast and whatever. Yeah,
they parted ways. They stopped talking. But I guess she said that a big thing that he kept on asking her was about like, do you got any? What do you guys? Since she's a porn star, what do you guys do for protection? He was just kept on talking to her about that, and she told him, I'm tested this many times, blah 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 blah. Because I guess he didn't want to use a condom. He just was like, I'm cool. I don't want to use condom. This ain't the first time. The other lady, I forget her name, she said the same thing about him. Like, he doesn't like to use condoms. He don't want it, so he did what he did. And I guess, that was a pretty big deal to her, I guess, after the fact, because of the business that she's in. Yeah. But,
because they gotta get tested constantly.
Yeah.
Because it's weird even when you watch porns and they got condoms on, you're like, why? What you doing that for? What's wrong with him?
Hey, I'm like, man, when I look at it, man, it's just, I wonder how much her testimony is really going to affect, this case.
His case? I mean, her testimony is key to the case, but I mean, they got it right here. Saying a bulk of those monthly 35,000 checks sent to Cohen during Trump's first year as president came out of his own personal checking account. So he was paying Michael Cohen to pay her.
Yeah, this is what the whole thing is being said. I get this is what Michael Cohen is stating. He's like, he gave me, like, instead of giving me 130,000, he ended up giving him 400,000 to pay for this, and then some other stuff he had paid to pay off for him, and then some other.
I mean, who else? I mean, those aren't the only two porn stars he's sleeping with. There was more.
Absolutely, there was more. So why do we care? I'm like, why do we? I'm not,
because I guess he used it as campaign money.
What? You know what I mean? So what? So what he uses his campaign money?
I mean, it is kind of weird, but I mean,
you're not allowed to use because I
think it goes to a bigger picture.
Charging him with that though. That's the thing. They're not even charging him with campaign finance and anything like fraud or anything like. They're not charging him with that.
Yeah,
he's being charged with like something totally different. That has nothing to do with him stealing campaign.
What about swaying an election?
I mean, the biggest charge that he has is like a misdemeanor, man. And then the only reason it becomes a felony is because they're stating that from that crime related was another crime, which was the actual use of to interfere with an election to not like let information out because of an election. That's how they're trying to get to the bigger crime of the felony. So the original crime they're really charging him with is a misdemeanor.
Well, I mean, this crime, like I said before, this crime adds up to the other crime because it shows that you tried to sway an election in the beginning. And then at the end, you know what I'm saying? It's a bigger conspiracy.
I mean, but they're reaching, bro. You see you look at the other case that they just had with them with the documents. They postponed that one. They've said basically, yeah, we're not going to try that one before the election. They're pretty much just giving up on that one. And then you got the Fannie Willis case. I don't know where that's sitting.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going either.
You know, so with this case, man, I almost feel like we're making him stronger.
It's what's
the one dude who had to collect all the rings? What's the one dude?
Thanos.
It's pretty much like we're giving.
But he collecting porn stars.
Whatever.
He'd be like, now I just need Jenna Jameson.
You're stupid, bro.
I'm saying.
Hey,